I love tools.
First time that I touched your smile, it was true to life.
Tom, snap out of it. You're doing a video. Today on Alley Picked, I plan to compare these two string trimmers. One is a very popular brand known as Husqvarna. The other, not so popular, by Wild Badger Power. Let me be upfront with you and let you know that the company sponsoring the Wild Badger sent both of these to me for free so I could compare the two. I promise you I'm going to give you an honest review. I will say that if I wanted someone to compare my product against the name brand, I would have to have a lot of confidence in my product. I'm not going to waste your time watching me unbox these. If you're still watching this video, you probably care more about what's on the inside than how it's packaged. And this is what's on the inside. This one here is the Badger 26cc string trimmer. This one up here, it's the Husqvarna model 128LD 28cc, $240 string trimmer, almost twice the price. But is the name brand worth the extra cost? Now, I'm not going to waste your time with a long, drawn-out 20-minute video, and then at the very end, I give you my opinion. No, I'm going to tell you what I think of these now, up front at the beginning.
The suspense is killing me.
Then if you want to keep watching the video, you can see how I came to my conclusions. Let me tell you, the Badger performed better than I expected. I really didn't expect it to be this good going into it. Now, there's some good things and bad things about both of these, and I'll get into that. But my quick answer after testing this and this, day one, save yourself $100 and get yourself a Badger. Now, if you want the pros and cons of each of these, let's take a little trip 180 miles to the south into the country where my cousin Bob and I put these to the test. This is a great place to test. The tall grass goes on for miles, thick brush all over the place. But let me back up for just a minute and let you know how I prepared for this head-to-head competition. I started by removing the original trimming line from both machines and replaced it using the exact same line. The directions do say to soak the line for about 2 days before you use it. That helps it last longer. However, I didn't have 2 days to spare, so I let it soak for about 30 minutes in very hot water. Here's one of the big differences between the two trimmers. The Badger has a speed loading head. You simply rotate the head so that the arrows line up. Now you can see a hole all the way through. Feed the line in, even up the ends, and twist the head. This loads up all 14 feet of line in seconds. If anything, it's better to use less line so it doesn't jam up the head too easily. On the Husqvarna, you separate the head, place the middle of the line over the hook on the head, then wrap the two lines in the separate channels. Now you want to do this carefully so the line doesn't overlap and then jam the head. This head is not horrible, it's just nowhere as easy as the speed head like on the Badger. For the fuel, I'm using a pre-mixed 50-to-1 ratio of gas and oil. The Badger's gas tank is on the bottom with no cover to protect it. It does have molded feet on the tank, but still doesn't seem like as good of a design as the Husky. While I'm looking at the engine, let me compare the air filtration between the two. The Badger has this unusual design, using a foam ring. I'm not sure how effective it's going to be. I just haven't seen a design like this before. The spark plug on the Badger is under this plastic gray cap. You need an Allen wrench to remove it. The Husky has what looks to be a better filtration system, and the spark plug is accessible. Let's fire these up and see how they start. 3 pulls on the Badger and it almost started. The 4th pull, it took off. The Husky was a little more of a challenge. It seemed to have some more compression, and as a result, it was harder to start. Once we got them going, both of them performed extremely well. I was able to plow through brush and tall grass with ease. I did try to push them to the limit and got them both jammed up with thick grass. However, I was able to clear the jams easily and continue my trimming. take a listen to both engines and see if you notice a difference. Here's the Badger. Now listen to the Husqvarna. Does one of them sound deeper, fuller? Do you notice a difference? The Husky to me just seems to have a little bit more of a tinny sound, and it seems like it wants to die out. During my testing, I did find it interesting that the string never broke on either machine. So my conclusions up to this point: both machines perform extremely well, and it's difficult to say if one machine is performing better than the other. But of these two machines, there's one thing that I'm most interested in. The Badger comes with this metal brush cutting blade. Now, the string is great for tall weeds and grass, but the problem is when you start to get thicker brush growing around the base of the tree, or you've got trees and bushes just taking over. Now, the string doesn't have enough cutting power for that. That's where this comes in handy. A cutting head like this turns your string trimmer into a multifunction Swiss Army brush cutter. Oh, by the way, you can get a head like this for the Husqvarna, but that's a separate charge. Now, I've got a path that runs along this whole property. It always gets overgrown every year. I don't have a really good solution to clear the brush. I'm hoping that this, with this blade, will work wonders. Normally I come by here with my chainsaw, but that gets pretty hard to lug around all the way around the path. The regular string trimmer is just not powerful enough to get some of the branches, so that's what I'm going to use this for. Let's give it a try. Just might work! I wasn't able to cut through this thick 1-inch branch, but I did notice that the blade doesn't come very sharp right out of the box. I did take a file to it, so next time it should be even better. Of course, you're going to need to be extra careful when using this blade around trees so you don't damage them, or the blade for that matter. I hope you found this information helpful. I was pretty impressed by the Badger. How it performs a year from now, that's to be seen. I'm Tom. This is Alley Picked. Thanks for watching.